going to the clusters and the information, and Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan is going to take us to the fine print of this election and what's happening where in Bihar.
Absolutely. In fact, Navika, these are the complete set of clusters that we're looking at. Let's start with what are the important clusters as far as the Gathbandhan is concerned. This is, of course, the Yadav cluster. The Yadav cluster, 36 for the NDA, 25 for the Gathbandhan. There's the all-important Muslim-dominant cluster. Yeah.
Look at Yadav cluster. 2 seats to cut it. Madhepura, bastion of RJD. Asanpur, bastion of RJD. Both of them breached.
Both of them breached.
That tells you the magnitude of this victory.
Very important numbers over there. And look at this. This is the Muslim-dominant cluster. Once again, JVC explained this to our viewers, because 38 for the NDA, 11 for the Gathbandhan. The last election also, you said there's a similar pattern where there is a counter-polarization of the Hindu vote. That has happened once again in these clusters.
Absolutely. Kishanganj. This lady, Sweetie Singh, has been fighting from there since 2010 and has been losing by 1,500 votes, 2,000 votes, which has a huge Muslim population, 62% Muslim population. And she is now leading by 1,147 votes. That gives you a story. And also, I think this mandate would not have been possible without some Muslims voting for NDA.
In Magad and Shahabad region, last time NDA did very poorly. They just won 8 out of 48.
Yeah.
So in this region, how have they managed to do this? Who did it? Did AIM, MIM break into that? Who broke in?
It's basically in Magad and Bhojpur in the last 10 days of the campaign. Pawan Singh was deployed magnificently. It was Pawan Singh, in fact, I was talking about that in yesterday's show. It was Pawan Singh who destroyed NDA in 7 Lok Sabha constituencies where the final phase, Sasaram, Karakat, Buxar, all those which were all NDA bastions were lost. So now same Pawan Singh was deployed.
Let's look at that Pawan Singh. In fact, JVC just request you to come across, and this is the Bhojpur region that we were discussing earlier. Complete reversal of fortunes. And let's, JVC, just come this side. Just look at the kind of numbers we're looking at. 11 versus 39 was the scenario in 2020. Look at 2025. It is completely flipped. And we're talking about 33 here and 18 only for the MGB. Is this one of the areas? This is, of course, Bhojpur. Let me just quickly show you Magad as well, because this is also an area where he has considerable amount of influence. This is also an area where, again, there is a reversal of fortunes. It was 30 versus 22. It has now become 13 versus 39. Both these areas, this Pawan Singh factor has worked on.
Absolutely. In fact, it may be a overstatement, exaggeration, but let me tell you.
Pawan Singh.
So Pawan Singh is a singer, actor, and he was the one who was given the Asansol seat in 2024 Lok Sabha election because Shatrughan Sinha was fighting from that seat on Trinamool ticket. He was given the ticket, and immediately some memes and all came out. He said, I'm not going to contest from there. I want a seat in Bihar. He was denied the seat, and that is when...
Did a BJP ticket seat?
He was rejected a BJP seat in Bihar.
At that time.
So, Karakat is the Lok Sabha constituency where Koris and Rajputs are almost equal in number.
Okay.
But every time it is a Kushwaha candidate who always wins.
Okay.
Now Pawan Singh...
This time what happened?
This time... No, I'll just complete in a minute. In 2024, Pawan Singh entered into the race and ensured that Upendra Kushwaha is pushed to 3rd position. BJP lost Rajput votes. BJP lost Kori votes. Now, Upendra Kushwaha was made Rajya Sabha MP and he was brought into the alliance. And Pawan Singh was given a free hand to campaign. And he was a star campaigner next to only Narendra Modi ji at both Magad and Bhojpur.
Okay.
And that is what you see.
Let's look at some of the other areas and get a quick word from others as well. Mithila as well, you know, the similar pattern that we are seeing as far as the votes are concerned. Not very, very different, but yes, there is a marginal shift.
Strong
It was 13 versus 30. It has become 8 versus 35. Again, the NDA picks up a few more seats in this region. Look at Seemanchal. Now, this is going to be interesting as well. Seemanchal as well, we are looking at a difference. What has happened over here, JVC? Because this is an area, OAC is present over here. What has happened on ground?
So see, OAC may be splitting votes. OAC is winning 3 seats, leading in 3 seats.
Wow.
And more importantly,
he's also cutting into the MGB vote because in Kishanganj, like we just said earlier, where the BJP is leading by 1,000 votes. Yes, the AIMM candidate has 8,000 votes there, so he's cutting to the MGD.
Not to take him along.
So see, as far as Seemanchal is concerned, I think Muslims have also come into the NDA. They don't want to be away from the mainstream politics when everything is happening.
Okay, just stay with us. Hold your thoughts, JVC. We have Ravi Kishan, BJP member of parliament, joining us. Needs no introduction. I think we've just lost the line. We'll try and have him back. But Sanjay Jha, you come from Bihar. People there, place a lot of importance on sentiment, culture. Did the Congress misread both sentiment and culture?
Well, good question, Pranesh. I think I have always felt that no matter how much rhetoric politicians indulge in, you have a big Bihar background yourself. I felt that it's always the bread and butter issues that matter for the large section of Bihar's population, which isn't doing very well. If you look at all the hard data of Niti Aayog on poverty, hunger, personal, per capita income, Bihar is a laggard and literally at the bottom of the pyramid. So I did feel, for example, that in this election, the opposition had a wonderful opportunity to actually win the election. So the results are stunning. What could have gone wrong is very difficult to kind of just take a wild shot. We'll have to look
but
at
why is it so difficult to understand what could have gone wrong?
I'll
start with, let's talk about Rahul Gandhi.
Yeah.
You've not been, naming him for obvious reasons. Rahul Gandhi hit the campaign trail so late. Either he was convinced that this is an election, it is a losing cause, or he was so confident that whether or not I campaign, we are winning.
Well, Pranesh, even let's go by the exit polls, for example, which everybody from the opposition trashed. The results that you're finally seeing are even worse than the exit poll results, right? What does it tell you? It tells you, number one, that it's very difficult to predict an outcome. And I don't think you can make an outcome of an Indian election on one single factor. I think the decisive factor here are obviously multiple things.
No, I understand that. This is not so much about outcome. Smita ji, outcome to theek hai, preparation or input ki bhi baat karte hain. What did Rahul Gandhi do to enthuse the cadre?
Well, Rahul, it's not about, again, that's exactly what I'm telling you, Pranesh. This election from the mahagathbandhan was led and driven actually by Tejasvi Yadav, who was the chief ministerial face.
Did Rahul Gandhi lead the campaign in Delhi?
Did Tejasvi
0 seats.
Did Tejasvi tell Rahul Gandhi to quit the scene and to abandon that vote chori campaign which Rahul Gandhi was leading from the front? Because suddenly you saw Tejasvi just abandoning it all and taking on a different thing, talking about jobs and things. Vote chori just went away because it was not resonating. But you know how Rahul Gandhi is, ek baar taar pakad li to wo chhodne ko taiyar nahi hai. So he decided to just
तार नहीं, इस बार तो उन्होंने हार ऐसी पकड़ी है कि वही नहीं छूट रही है.
No, Smita may have a point there, because when Rahul was leading the Vote Adhikar Yatra, that was really what was the talking point in Bihar. In fact, a lot of us felt that we had actually galvanized the cadres and the voters early in the game and would prove to be an advantage. But I think Smita has a point, because later on during the campaign, while Rahul did bring vote chori back in the later stages, it had disappeared for a while. Now, whether that was a fault line, hard to say, but
it was bound to happen. What is your reading of?
Just one second. I just want to come back to the regions, because this is very important to look at. There are two regions we've not discussed. This is Ang and JVC over here as well. We're looking at 16-6. Now it's changed 21-2. Complete rout in the Ang region. What has happened here?
The smallest region. It's basically favored BJP even in the last election. This time in a tsunami election,
just look at the number. Look at the map over here. There are some green patches in orange, and the saffron has completely swept. There are literally just two constituencies. Let's look at Tirhut. We were all talking about how Tirhut has been a stronghold of the NDA, and what has happened here? There were several green patches within this Tirhut region. Just look at it now. Just a few seats over here, 31-44.
So that's Tirhut you are divided into two. The ones which are bordering in Nepal, that is one. Another is Vaishali. Vaishali is again a Yadav belt, because that's where your Tejasvi contests.
But Tirhut is anyway an NDA stronghold.
Correct,
but they've improved. Look at the numbers.
31 out of 40 last time. So this time you're talking about 44 this time.
44 out of 49.
But you were talking about Simanchal and the Muslim population. Obviously something happened and you got a polarization going on so high that the Hindu vote has gone totally one-sided. It is that polarization has worked. Yeah, heavy polling happened in this region. So heavy polling, many people thought heavy polling ka matlab hai anti-establishment vote. Heavy polling here seemed to indicate that it is the Hindu vote which has fallen in one side. There is no way that it has got cut at all.
Absolutely.
So that polarization has worked in a Muslim-dominated area. The Hindu polarization has happened, which means the Yadavs did not vote for the Muslim candidate. The Yadavs voted for the Hindu candidate.
Why has that happened? Is that because of Modi's brand of politics, Sabha Nakvi?
First, I will talk to you about the Vote Adhikar Yatra. In fact, I have a reverse opinion on this. I thought they had a lot of momentum when they picked it up. It also impacted what happened in the Supreme Court of India when they took note of citizens' concerns. Tejasvi Yadav not picking up that issue, for whatever reasons, I think there was definitely some break between the allies. For not like complete kutti, he chose not to pick up that issue because he actually calculated that it only applies to Muslim areas. It does not apply to the whole population.
So would you concede that Tejasvi understands the pulse of Bihar slightly more than Rahul Gandhi, which is why he did not pick up the...
Now you're going to find a narrative coming out where they're going to regret that they didn't stick with this theme all the way through, because they did find non-Muslims also out of the... I'm not saying large scale, but they found others also out of the voter list. There are many videos doing the round. You'll find people. So that is one thing. Since you asked me about Muslim, Kishanganj is known for Hindu consolidation and Muslim division. Just check your data. We don't have to keep talking about Muslims, but if you just look at the data, Muslims vote all over, Hindus consolidate. That's how it...
But this is not so... No, one minute. JVC, let's not make this about Muslim. Look at the wave. I mean, even the psephologists got it wrong. You know, people said 140, 150.
Because
this is a wave.
No, it's not. Yeah, since we're discussing Yadav votes, we're discussing the Koiri votes, we're discussing Buniad as a social segment. I don't think we should repeatedly just put it in one pocket.
If Tejasvi Yadav is trailing, it's an extraordinary election.
No, but to pick up on what Sabha Nakvi was saying, Madhav, to pick up on what she is saying, that Rahul Gandhi had momentum, but Tejasvi Yadav did not pick up the issue. Why?
The point is, I think it's a bit unfair to put it all on Tejasvi. Rahul has picked up the issue nationally. Just hear me out. Rahul Gandhi picks up an issue nationally, then he disappears for a month and a half, and then listen to me.
He disappeared.
Listen to me. He did. Yeah, but then if Tejasvi feels there are other issues that work for him and his party, that's his call.
Whether this advice that it should have remained the issue, this is exactly what Rahul Gandhi does, listens to advice, which is Rafale should be the issue. Continue with Rafale. It was not clicking, but continue with Rafale, it's going to be an issue. Chokidar chor hai, it's not resonating. Continue with the issue, doesn't matter. Chokidar chor hai. Vote chori. Continue with the issue. It does not resonate with the Bihari people.
Is Taran Jannayak hai Rahul Gandhi, mandate Milani, will he surrender the title at least?
See, the problem is we are trying to identify one thing which went wrong. You have to identify one thing which is going right for Congress. They are at 6 seats out of 60 and the buck has to stop somewhere. It is every leader, one second, every leader, end of the day has to account to the public, except if it's a private limited company. व्यापार नहीं चल रहा तो रेंट पे चढ़ा देंगे, रेंट पे नहीं चढ़ रहा तो जमीन बेच देंगे. This is like old feudal families work. That is not how political party work. Political party's business is to win elections. Now, one after the other, you may have a black swan event, you may have an aberration, you may have done something in 2024, which is also not a victory. It was 99 seats. Let's not blow it out of proportion. But whatever you did, you had to carry it. You had to win it in Maharashtra, Haryana, Bihar, and then create a narrative of...
Sanjay Jha doesn't agree.
What has happened is, what has in actuality happened is you regressed back.
So I will...
And you will not discuss Rahul Gandhi. Why after so many elections can no congressman say, please give leadership to somebody else? Let's have a fair chance.